Going to start out with a little poetry here. This one's called A Few Words. It's kind of short. It's off the second book, so it's not, so A Few Words. And every free moment I can steal is spent imagining your splendor. How I long to feel your lips pressed to mine, to hear your voice sweet like honey as you say my name. Your heart is my home, and in your arms is where I belong. All right. That's A Few Words. It is short and sweet. That's right. That's right.
Who can resist? Hey, I'm loud.
You are.
Boom, bop.
I can hear you. I can't hear me, but I can
That is
hear
from
you.
A Garden of Roses Volume 2, available at my website, which is down there, MaverickRoseMusic.com. I'm Maverick. This is Darcy. We got
Hello.
Jim over there.
Hey.
And we are here for the Maverick Rose Music Hour. About to be doing the thing out here. All kinds of good stuff. I'll put my glasses on because it's bright.
These lights
here.
are bright.
It's
You
bright.
know what?
All right.
Next week we're wearing glasses.
That's right. That's
We're
what
gonna
you
be.
gotta
We're
do.
gonna be.
I don't wear
Is
them.
that-
I like squinting.
Do I see?
We could be cool.
We call you Squintin' Tarantino. All right.
We could be cool like Maverick if we wear glasses. We should wear a hat. I'll get a hat.
I prefer Squint Eastwood.
Squint Eastwood.
There you go. Squint Eastwood over here doing his thing. All right. We got Marty from Rescue Wood Rehab, our sponsor here. He's going to do our announcements for us. So what's up, Marty? Good to see you.
Gun?
It is now.
Check 1, 2.
There you
There
go.
we go. Hey,
It's
Maverick.
good to see you. We can see you. Now we can hear you.
All right. So the Maverick
So-
Rose Music Hour is brought to you by Rescue Wood Rehab. We'll do anything from give you a piece of wood to build you a complete project.
That man said he would give you wood. All right.
He does.
Look at all right.
Hey, I got a quick one here for you, Maverick, that we did a...
I'm going to put the sign up. I know the event
Yeah.
has already passed, but I'm going to show it so everybody knows the Wine, Beer, and Boards event was a huge success. Just took place on Sunday. There is a new one we're getting ready to announce coming up.
The new
And-
one, yes.
and,
it is going to be on the 21st of April. So the other one, which is probably up on the screen right now,
Yep, right
is
there.
was yesterday, last night.
Huge success.
Huge success, and we made some awesome boards. We made some awesome boards, and really looking forward to doing another event. So,
No
You know,
one got
and-
hurt?
nobody got hurt. There was no epoxy on the face.
All right.
That's
yes,
good. That's
yes.
good. So we were
epoxy
able
is
to,
perfectly safe, Jim.
And they were beautiful.
Yes,
were
they're going to
able-
be gorgeous. We'll bring pictures of all that, and maybe if you're a Patreon, you can get some early pictures of those boards.
That's right.
Speaking of Patreons, you can also sign up and get one of these cool pins. You want me to do it right now?
That's right. Yeah, go ahead and get
Come
in there.
on in.
Show everybody that
Am I
pin.
good?
You'll see we've all got them. And the first 40 people who sign up for our Patreon, which we've already got quite a few people signed up now. But
Thank you.
as people sign, thank you so much. So go to patreon.com/the Maverick Rose Music Hour. And the first 40 will be founder status. You'll get those pins, and you'll be like us.
So I do want to point out something about the pins, though.
Yes.
It's not just form; it's also function.
Yes.
And I'll let you guess who is using the pin as function tonight.
I'm not really sure you had to point that out.
Oh snap! All right, so you could let's see. So
I got
Darcy,
pinned- I got pinned
there you go.
tonight.
She got her
And
pin.
actually, I think
it's part of the wardrobe.
Perfect place.
Part of the
It
wardrobe.
provides
That's
more
nice.
attention to the
That's
pin.
Right.
Yes.
So our lovely logo that Jake, aka Zinbat, our executive producer, he designed that logo for us. So you also burned this. So let's talk a little
right
bit
here.
too. So at Rescue Wood Rehab, they also do wood burning.
Yeah, laser engraving. So
Yep.
this particular sign was laser engraved, and actually we just completed a project in the front of a cajon
Yeah.
or drum box or
Yeah.
whatever you call that thing.
Sounds dirty.
Cajon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So does
'cause you-
drum box.
You asked me like, "What's cajon?" I said, "I have Maverick's cajon," and she said, "You have his nut."
That's not exactly what I
Something
said.
or his balls, right?
Was the cojones balls?
That's cojones. That's a
Cojones
little
is-
different than
yeah,
cajon.
that's-
So wouldn't that
Different
just be
co-
one ball then?
That's
Cajon?
right. Yeah.
That's what she asked if I had
Something
one.
like that. Yeah.
I didn't ask if you had one.
Yeah.
So really quick, this is a reminder. We are out here at Niche Wine Lounge. We film on location. We live stream on location, I should say, every single week. Niche Wine Lounge has all types of amazing music, live entertainment, 6 nights a week. They got all types of events, the epoxy and boards. What do you got there? You got the we do a special cocktail each week for the album. This album this week is the Police Regatta de Blanc that you can
Yes.
see right here.
So
So
Andy
we'll be
made
talking
this.
about that
With
a little
some
bit
balls in
later.
front of it.
That's right.
And apparently one of the songs is called Death Wish.
It is, yeah,
Okay.
right in the middle of the album.
That is actually the name of this drink.
And you know why he said that it's a death wish? Not just
No.
because of the song title, but also because it's made with tequila. And he said everybody that drinks tequila has a death
Oh,
wish.
yeah, that is absolutely true.
Is it blue?
It's blue, yeah. It's a beautiful drink.
Oh, man.
Should we taste?
Yeah, go for it, man. That's what. Oh,
Gemini.
wait. Just so everybody knows, if you're playing at home, we do a thing here. It's ironic too because Jim and I are both sober. Gemini. So every time that I say Gemini, you get to drink. All right. So, how is it, my friend?
Oh, that's lovely, Andy. Well done, sir. Very sweet,
Nice.
You usually don't like sweet.
but it's a different sweet. It's a limey sweet.
It's a
Nice.
death wish sweet.
Nice.
Death Wish sweet. Yes.
That's it.
Ooh,
Yes.
Say that 5
Beautiful.
times fast.
Death Wish sweet. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
do it. You can't do it.
Andy
All right.
never fails, does he?
He does.
He makes the
You know,
drinks,
that's
man.
what I've heard is that I've heard he is quite the cocktail master. So.
This is a little bit of a margarita-ish drink.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
with
it's a Death
tequila.
Wish margarita.
Nice. I
Very-
think he said
very
there's a little
lovely.
bit of vanilla in there as well. I don't know if you taste that.
That's what
but-
I taste.
Is there
yes.
some
It's the
grilled
vanilla.
pineapple syrup in there too?
Is there grilled pineapple syrup in there, Andy?
No, it was Tahitian vanilla syrup.
Tahitian,
Tahitian
vanilla,
vanilla syrup. Look at
syrup.
the-
Homemade.
There you
The
go.
vanilla syrup
And there's
is on there,
Andy.
too?
Andy, wave at us real quick. Do that dance that you do, man. You're right over. Yeah, there it is. Perfect. Sweet. So that's Andy. Yeah, he is our master mixologist here.
So
at
cheers,
Mixology.
everyone. So you
That's
need
right.
to get on with the show, the Maverick Rose Music Hour, starting now.
That's it. All right. Thank you so much. We'll check in with you later.
you.
And I know we got Boston Bill in the house tonight. I'm sure he'll come in a little bit later. He's always good for some
Where'd he go?
controversial
Oh, there he
comments.
is.
He's over there. He's hiding. He didn't want to be on camera yet. All right.
Well, he'll come over.
He will.
He'll come over.
So we had decided this week we were going to discuss college bands.
And those who have made it from the
And
college
those who made
arena.
it from the college scene up to the big one. So do you want to
you
take
know,
the role
I,
here
Yeah,
and-
I kind of brought it up
You did,
because
yeah.
when I think of college bands, I think the two that I think mostly that everybody knows was a real college band was Hootie and the Blowfish.
Yep.
Which is having a resurgence now because
Yes,
they're
they
going
are.
on tour,
Yep,
right?
yep.
And then REM.
Yes.
You know, they really brought University of Georgia
That's right.
and all of that to the forefront. And everybody still refers to them
Yes.
as college bands.
Yes. Yep.
And there's been other ones that have done it too. And of course, I always have to bring my phone up because
You bring up the list. You know, one of the things that was interesting, I don't think of them this way, but the Smiths were listed as a college band when I was looking up and
Were
doing
they? I
research
didn't
on this. So that was pretty interesting.
you know who else?
Who's that?
Devo.
Oh, yeah.
Kent State
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
University, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there were some interesting
Shout out to
ones.
Kent State.
The Pixies, I don't know the Pixies.
Yeah, the Pixies, yeah.
You probably know them.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't know them.
Yeah, yeah.
Public Enemy.
Yep.
The Commodores.
Yeah?
Tuskegee
Really?
University. I
Really?
thought that was so awesome.
That is awesome.
I love that. I love
Yeah.
them. They're so awesome. And then Fish.
Oh, yeah. Mhm.
Fish was one. Steely Dan. That takes
Really?
you back many years. Bard College.
So I'm a big fan of Steely Dan just because of where they got their name.
I don't know. How did they get their names?
So how do I put this so that we can stay monetized here? So
Is it dirty?
It is. So they were
Steely
they were
Dan?
they were at an adult shop and they saw the name of a personal massager for ladies, and he was called the Steely Dan, and they were like, "That's a perfect band name. It's the Steely Dan."
I
So
never
they're-
knew that. Did
yeah.
you know that?
Yes.
Did you have egg rolls again? Jim is sleeping over here, man.
No,
We do not
this
have egg
college
roasting.
band thing. What does
You-
it mean? That they went to that college or they played at that
Both.
college?
In some cases, both. It means that they kind of started and they were playing the frat houses and all the local bars, and they gathered a following.
Yeah,
and now
like the
people
home-
still
the home
think
team.
of them as the hometown,
Yeah.
and so they have a big following still all around because people are like, hey, I saw them in college.
Yeah.
I don't care for any of this.
All
Why?
right.
Why?
Keep
That
going.
The Strokes,
Yep. The Strokes. Yeah.
NYU.
I was thinking, and I don't know that they're. Yes,
Yeah,
Hootie and the
yeah.
Blowfish, absolutely. I don't know that they qualify as a college band so much, but like the Violent Femmes had that sort of hometown thing in like
Yeah.
the Milwaukee
In
area
Milwaukee, yeah.
and all that
That's
stuff.
like Tom-
So-
College,
Yeah.
listen to them.
yeah, exactly.
And that's like
exactly.
Tom
Big on
Petty,
college fan.
Gainesville.
Yep.
He
Yep,
wasn't
yep,
really
yep.
a college
Not
man
really
there,
a college guy, but like hometown.
But
very
Gainesville,
much
and,
hometown. Yeah,
now
yeah,
in the
yeah.
in the between the third and fourth quarter of the football games, they sing,
That's
"Don't
kind
Back
of how
Down."
like the Avett brothers are around here. Like
Yeah,
the
that's
Avets,
true.
everybody goes nuts when the Avets play.
Yeah.
I had I almost got
But
into
you
a
know, it
fight
brings
one
a sense
night
of
'cause
pride to
somebody was
people,
like-
right?
You're like, yeah,
it's-
hometown pride, yeah. Not that I mean, I like the Avets as much as anybody does, but yeah, people are like, I'll go to the mat for the Avets, man. Like, we'll fight over that. I was like, I'm good, bro. Like, the Avets are awesome.
I talked to
Like,
their manager once. He was
Yeah.
a super nice guy.
Yeah,
He was actually
yeah.
helping me with something.
Yeah, they're
Talking Heads.
Nice.
Guess where?
Jim still got the giant suit.
Rhode Island School of Design. That's where they
Nice.
met and did
That
stuff.
makes sense. That would be an art school. They're an art school type band.
And
Yeah.
then the number one was The Doors.
Really?
UCLA.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
I just
could
thought
see
it was
that.
interesting.
Yeah,
And,
I think it is.
And I think it's a sense of pride because people are like, oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I
because
saw
you-
them before they were big.
And that I think everybody's got those stories. Like even Jim's got the stories of like, you see the big band in like the small venue where you're like
Right.
rubbing shoulders with them, and then the next thing you know, they're on the radio, they're on TV, they blow
And you
up
feel
and
like,
they're
oh
doing
my gosh,
arena
I
tours
saw
and
them
stuff.
before everybody else did.
And it's not, not like a college band situation, but I like the band The Darkness. I saw them at the Lincoln Theater, tiny theater.
Yeah.
And like they had, well,
I've
it's not
seen
that.
you-
So it was like
it's not that's why I've
I was gonna-
seen you there.
But it's a, it's like a 500 person venue, and it's general admission, so you can just walk right up and touch the people that are on the stage, basically. And they had just gotten done playing like Rock 'em Ring over in Europe to like 50,000,
Thousands.
100,000 people, whatever. And then they're playing this little like 500 person venue, and you're just like, what? And they do the same show, so it's still over the top, like huge,
Right.
like riding people's shoulders out into the audience
Oh,
and all this
wow.
kind of crazy stuff. Yeah, awesome. The Darkness are great, but they're not a college band. But there is something special about seeing those big bands in a small venue.
Well, that, and then when you see them when they first start out, it would be like somebody here, right?
Yeah.
Everybody knows everybody here.
Well, yeah,
everybody's-
we've had like people from Open Mic here that have gone on to Nashville and cut records and
Right,
stuff like
yeah.
that, and it's there is something really special about.
It's special,
I knew them
and
when.
there's a pride about it. And I
Yes.
think when there's already college pride anyway, right?
Yeah.
People are very, especially if they come from a sports school.
Right.
They're already.
They're there to party.
Yeah,
They're there
and
to
I
have a
went to
good time.
University of Florida, and Tom Petty, like there were stories
Yeah.
about him everywhere.
Yeah.
Right? There were sightings of him. There,
Man, I was in an alley one time throwing
Yeah.
up, and Tom Petty held my hair back. Like,
and the songs where like that's the street he's talking about. So there's just pride with it, and it stays.
it was
I
a funny thing. We do a lot of Tom Petty's. Jim and I do a lot of Tom Petty songs when we play out. And one of the things that's interesting to me about Tom Petty, as I've started covering his body of work, is that Tom Petty actually has more songs about weed than Willie Nelson.
I wouldn't doubt that.
Like every other song is, although he'll deny it because may he rest in peace. But he denied, he was like, oh, Last Dance with Mary Jane, that's not about weed. That's about a girl named Mary Jane. Like, really? Really, Tom? Really? Because I don't believe you. Like,
But that's okay.
yeah.
That's
yeah.
okay. I mean,
It
he
is.
wrote a lot of songs around and about Gainesville, which is
Yes.
where University of Florida is, and still to this day, everybody's like, "Yeah, home of Tom Petty."
So if
all
everybody
these
looks
college
right
bands-
now, if you see Jim's face, the reason he's looking like that, the reason he's
He's
making that
bored
face, we're
to
talking about,
death.
it's not that. It's the fact that last year we were voted the 26th best Tom Petty tribute act in North Carolina, and there are only 22. So I don't know what it means, but we were 26 on
Are you
Zagat,
proud? Are you
on
proud?
Zagat Guide.
Are
It
you
was
proud of
Zagat
that?
Guide.
We deserved it too.
We did. That's right.
So why are you so against this college band talk?
No, keep it going. It's fascinating.
Riveting stuff.
He's about to fall asleep.
Oh, the Connells. Yeah, the Connells college
I just
band.
remember growing up, there's a college right near me in Durham, New Hampshire.
Oh, snap.
University
Hold
of
on.
New Hampshire. What?
Boston Bill coming into the scene. What's up, man?
Oh.
Go ahead, Bill. Save us.
Yeah, you can.
I've got a couple things here.
Got to get a little closer. Bring the mic up a little bit. So.
You're tall.
Oh, Marty
That's
was
right.
short.
Yeah. Marty was short.
So one thing is, Jim, what about Queen? Queen, they
That
all
was
were
one of them,
in-
too.
They
That's
were
true.
all in school when they formed the band. They were all going to school for astrophysics or something like that. Isn't
I
that
did
like
read
right
that,
up your
yeah.
alley? No.
What? I like Queen. I never followed any of these bands' formal education.
Another one that I was thinking about was OAR. They're
Oh, yeah,
Ohio State.
absolutely. Yeah,
Ohio
yeah, yeah.
State's a big one.
I don't know them.
The
Yeah.
crazy game of poker.
It was, yeah, we just
that was
played
their.
poker,
That was
so
one of their
that's-
big.
That
hits.
was
yeah.
top of mind.
Yeah, yeah. Nice.
And I had something else, but then ribbing Jim was
was the
Rhything Jim was the
appreciate-
key. Yeah.
Took over that.
I think higher education is just lost on Jim in general. Like,
I was lucky to get out of high school. I
there
tell
you go. Okay.
Anyway,
It's
guys,
about
keep
the
it up.
music.
All right.
It's
Thanks a
about
lot,
the
Bill.
music.
We'll
I
check
know,
in with
I
you a little bit
appreciate
later.
it.
Cool, man.
I forgot about Queen. Thank you.
Speaking of
yeah.
college, can someone let me know how the Yukon women's basketball team is doing right now?
Are they playing right now?
Yeah.
My man is very interested in the Yukon ladies
You are? How
In
come?
Iowa.
and Iowa.
They each got a star. That they're really good. I
you
enjoy
like
watching.
you like
them.
watching that better than the men's?
Yeah.
He likes that better
We
than being
saw
on the show.
the North Carolina game last night. They were playing 2 nights ago. The guy on the other team, the guy with the square head, he looked like he was like 40 years old. He wasn't any college guy.
What
He had a widow's peak and everything. You know.
what school was that?
Who are they playing against? No.
Oh,
all right.
Yukon's up by 3.
Okay.
Nice.
Thank you.
That's right.
Why does a
Nobody-
widow's peak? Why does
Nobody
a widow's
remembers
peak
the
mean you're old?
losers.
Doesn't necessarily, but on this guy,
What is a widow's peak when you're like
It's like a-
colic or something?
no, it's a point in the front like Doc Savage only.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's
Is
a
it?
genetic thing.
Get rid of that.
Oh, yeah, like
Oh,
Eddie Munster.
Okay.
Yeah,
See,
yeah,
that
yeah.
I can understand.
go.
Thank you. Thank you.
Dave Matthews, absolutely.
Oh,
Thank
there
you.
you go.
Absolutely. We could do it like a whole show. We got to wait till Johnny comes on. We'll do like a whole show talk about Dave Matthews.
Dave Matthews
and
is one of
Johnny
my
is going to be
least
our next
favorites.
guest. I believe he'll be coming on next week or possibly the week
Who's
after.
coming?
Johnny G.
Johnny G.
Yeah, so he's going to be on.
Johnny
so
G
he
in
is,
the house.
He is our resident specialist on such things as Dave Matthews. And
He's not gonna like me. I'm gonna
Yeah.
have to be Jim.
No, that'll be good. It'll be a
I
good
am
little
not a
back and
Dave
forth.
Matthews fan.
That's all right.
Me
That-
too.
oh, really? It puts me to sleep.
Wow.
I hate his falsetto too.
It's just a annoying tone to me. Yeah. I was thinking about that when we did the
Go
skip
for
last
it.
week.
Go for it, Darcy. Give it
Skip.
to him.
That's right. That's right.
Get him.
He's really gonna care. I know.
That's right,
I think he
that's
seems
right.
like a really nice guy. Just don't
He
like the
is,
music.
Yeah.
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 So, speaking of that, Dave Matthews at one time had the best-selling concert sales. He's the best live
Dave
artist in the country for
Matthews?
multiple years in a row. Yeah, they had
Seriously?
the highest ticket sales. Absolutely, sold out shows all over the country. Best live act.
And he's not
in
an
the country.
entertainer, is he? He's just kind of up there, right?
Depends on who you ask.
Well, yeah,
Depends on
that's
who you
fair.
ask. That's like saying the Grateful Dead or not. You know, they've got people that follow them around. It just if you
Oh,
like
yeah.
them, they're your thing.
That's true.
But anyway, that brings me to bestsellers, best-selling albums, best-selling artists. Now, the number one selling single artist of all time is Garth Brooks, right?
That doesn't really
Yeah.
surprise me.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's got more platinum albums, I think, than anybody else. So Garth Brooks, greatest selling
Do
artist
you
of all
like
time.
Garth?
I've heard a couple songs I like by him, but I don't like country at all, pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
very rarely do I like a country
I like
song.
country, and I'm surrounded by you two who just do not like it.
Hey, JJ out there in YouTube land says, "Heart Dave Matthews, man. You will want to catch our show with
Sorry,
Johnny.
JJ.
That's all right. Hey, not,
And it's okay.
I'm outnumbered. I don't, it's all good.
No, music touches different people different ways.
That's
you
right.
know.
That's right. It reaches down into the cockles or even the subcockles of the heart and just gets you.
And that's all right. That's what it's for.
That's right.
He said cockles.
Yeah. Just, we all give our opinion for what it's worth. Like bestsellers, here's another topic I got little interest in, but go ahead.
Do you though? Because the Beatles are bestsellers. We should talk about that.
I like the Beatles because they're the Beatles, not because they're bestsellers.
Well, I mean,
Maybe you know them because they're bestsellers.
No, I know them from Ed Sullivan. February 9, 1964. Like, what's the better movie, Fargo or Titanic?
ooh, that's tough, man.
Not even close, right?
That's tough.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, Titanic made $8 billion,
Yeah.
and Fargo made... Well, you
Oh,
can
yeah,
do that
just-
in music, too, you know.
Just
but
because
anyway,
it's a seller doesn't mean that it's the
right.
best.
Go ahead, bestsellers,
It means
all
it's
right.
popular.
Take it where you're going to take
well,
it.
I'm
and
just
I'll-
saying AC/DC, Back in Black, huge numbers. 3 of the top 10 highest selling albums of all time, Pink Floyd. So Dark Side of the Moon, Wish You Were Here, or Dark Side of the Moon, Wall, and Wish You Were Here.
It is interesting why so many people buy these albums. It's baffling in a way to me.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Why? Why is it baffling? You buy albums,
Yeah.
so why is it baffling that people buy them?
No, I'm saying it's baffling that 3 of Pink Floyd's are in the top 10.
Okay.
That's right. Classics.
It's going back to college kids.
Well,
That's what I was going to get
so-
into is what's all this about college kids? Most college kids I talk to are pretty damn stupid, you know.
All right, so we're alienating all the fans. So if you like Dave Matthews
We're
or you're
done.
a college kid,
We're
you're
done.
probably not going to like our show.
We're
All
out.
right, there we
We're
go.
out.
We'll just alienate
Hey,
all the
I'm
fans.
only going to last so long
We
on
don't
this
like
thing
people.
anyway.
We don't like people that watch YouTube. We're not. We're not into
like
people
anybody-
that drink at bars. Not. It's just.
We don't like
And
dog
if you're
lovers.
That's
driving
right,
in
yeah,
a car,
yeah.
get out of
That's
here.
No, I think
Quit
that
breathing my air, damn it.
one of the things that's interesting. Yeah, so Jim wants you to get off his lawn is kind of the point there. No, I think one of the interesting things though, because you're talking about does mass appeal make it good? And no, it doesn't. But there are things that we all agree are beautiful. Most people would say that the Mona Lisa is beautiful. Is it your favorite painting? Maybe not. But objectively, we can look at it and go, yeah, this is good.
Or does everybody like it because everybody thinks they should like it?
Well, and that's
because
the other
everybody likes
argument
it?
because there was a friend of mine who posted something last year, and he said, "Did anybody ever actually like you two, or did you all just pretend that you did because other people said they did?"
And that can happen.
Well, that is an issue
Which is not-
that
I mean, I actually
people,
like you too, but-
a lot of people kind of tell me what to like and they'll like it kind
Yeah.
of thing. Or play it enough and I'll like it.
So the
you
more
know?
that they tell you to like Taylor Swift,
I knew that was going to come up, but how can it not? Look
Yeah.
at what she's done. Isn't she
she's
the
an
highest?
absolute juggernaut?
She's the highest selling concert,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
I mean,
Yeah, the film.
all
Yep.
of it.
Yeah, all of it.
I mean, it's
Absolutely.
only going to keep going higher right
And
now.
if I
Right,
see
right,
one more ad on
exactly.
Disney Plus for her, I'm going to pull an Elvis
actually
on the
wanna
TV.
I actually want to rent it and do a girls' night. I think it
Hey,
would be
look
fun.
out! We got British Jim in the house. What's up,
Hi,
man?
British
All
Jim.
right.
And here's Bud.
Hey, can I? Hey, Jim, can you just step over the mic? I want to ask you something really quick. So we're in the
just
middle.
ran
Of
here.
I know he just came in. I'm
He
catch
just
him,
came
catch
in
him
from
fresh.
England.
All right. So he's working on getting his drink. We got a fantastic cocktail tonight. It's called the Death Wish.
Okay.
All right, so it's police themed off of Regatta de Blanc. Anyway, so we're talking about best-selling artists, and one of the things that we're discussing is because music is art and art is objective, just because something sells a lot doesn't make it good. But there are certain things that we all agree, like maybe it's not your favorite, but it's okay, right? Yeah. So what's like? Do you have a take on that? Any like the big selling artists and
It's like I just walked in.
Where's my beer? Nothing to.
nothing to add to
right
that?
now,
Okay,
it's
never
all
mind.
right.
All right, good enough. All right, we'll check in with you later, man. Oh, Bill, but we got Bill.
All right.
Bill's coming.
It's timing, right?
Yeah.
Art is all timing. So you have one person that comes out with a beautiful piece of artwork where somebody else has been working on the same artwork, but it's the first one that comes out. It happens all the time where it's timing.
Yes.
And I think
And
that's
marketing.
marketing's a big one. I mean, it happens in
Nowadays,
science,
marketing.
Tesla and Edison and all that stuff.
I guess the idea is that it's a zeitgeist. There's a spirit of the age. You're getting this idea of like, yes, sometimes one person influences another, but also sometimes it all just comes out at the same time. It's an awakening.
I agree.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think that bad art does more for humanity than good art does.
Ooh. Expound.
So how many songs have you written that have been terrible?
All of them.
And then how many songs? So all that bad music
Yes.
leads to one great song.
Right.
Or you're writing, or you're painting, or
With-
you're drawing.
Without pain, we don't feel joy. Without rain, we don't
so
appreciate
bad
the sun.
art,
Yeah, sure.
Bad art does more for humanity or whatever than good art does.
Television, movie, it's all full of garbage. So when
Right.
you get the standout, it's
That's
really
right.
a standout.
That's right.
Okay, nice.
You
I see
appreciate
that.
it more.
I see that. I said that
Saving
all of
Jim.
the. I said that. Yeah, appreciate you. Appreciate you, Bill. I said that, but I wrote a song last week, and if you're on our Patreon, you would have seen this. I wrote a song about fuzzy balls, and here we have one here. So some of our biggest fans over here in the VIP brought these out. So
Thank you.
that's right. So I did write at least one good song, but it just happened to be about fuzzy balls. All right.
He actually writes a lot of good songs, but they get lost in the ether because we don't record them.
Yeah, it's a one and
You
done kind
should.
of deal. We should.
Oh,
So,
but there's a lot of video of you guys doing this.
know,
song,
right?
so There's a lot of video.
so
and
the
it's in the
bestseller
Patreon,
thing.
in the VIP. Yes,
Are we
in
allowed
back to the
make
best.
it?
Yeah,
Is
back
there
to
a
the best.
list or something? I mean, where are you going?
Yeah, you can look it
What?
up. Darcy's got it on her
Bestsellers.
phone. She's got her bestseller list
I
on her phone.
don't have bestsellers. I kind of forgot we were talking about it.
Well, did we want to list who the top 5?
Sure, look them up, man. Bring them
I
up on your. No. Okay.
What do you want? The top 5 albums?
That's it. I think that's
You
what
want
he's
the
looking
top
for
5
right now.
albums? All right. We are so high tech here.
We're so high tech, so
I
prepared.
normally would have had this. I'm sorry.
No, that's you're on college bands, right?
Well, I just.
But I think when you talk about bestsellers and you think about the greatest selling albums of all time, and they're ones that everybody has heard, and then you get to the point where they're played out, where nobody wants to hear them anymore, and that's where you end up with things like Wagon Wheel, where it gets banned at your local bar.
So here's one list: the top 10 highest selling albums of all time. Number 1, or should I go from 10 to 1?
Count down. Start at
All
10.
right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, number 10,
All right.
Jagged Little Pill.
Alanis Morissette.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
9, Come On Over, Shania Twain.
Yeah. Okay.
Then Bat Out of Hell.
Yeah. Meatloaf.
Then Thriller.
Yep.
The Bodyguard, the original soundtrack.
Oh wow. Okay.
I wouldn't have guessed any
Interesting.
of
A
these.
soundtrack in the top.
We should have talked about that last week. Back in Black.
Yep. AC/DC. Sure.
Saturday Night Fever.
Mm-hmm.
Rumors.
Okay.
Led Zeppelin 4.
Yep.
Dark Side of the Moon.
Yep.
And what's number 1? Any guesses? Nope. PTS. Hotel California.
Hotel California. All right. Fascinating.
Yeah. I would have thought Thriller would have been. But, it probably depends who you look at.
Yeah.
No, these are all kind of the same. Different places. Yeah.
Interesting.
Speaking of soundtracks, I meant to mention when I had Good, the Bad, and the Ugly last week, everyone's putting in their favorite soundtracks, and they weren't really soundtracks. They're all greatest hits albums. They were like,
You did bring that up. We were talking about that after the fact, and Jim was saying that a lot of people's favorite soundtracks it's just compilations of music that already existed. It isn't stuff that was written for the movie.
no Bernard Herrmann or Danny Elfman or John Williams.
John Williams,
or
yeah.
John
Because we're not
Barrett.
educated like that.
Well,
So here's who sold the most albums ever on this particular one. The Beatles.
what do you mean the most ever?
It says who sold the most
Ever.
albums ever. The Beatles.
That's total, collective?
Over 420 million equivalent album sales.
Whew. That's a lot of damage.
So there's one of those rare cases where the most is the best.
Look out. Look
Now
out.
that works for you, right? Now that's
right.
okay.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, good stuff. All right, well, that's going to move us on to our sick burn. So each week we do a sick burn. Darcy, you got the sick burn this week?
I got the sick burn this
What
week.
you got for us?
So, do you all know who wrote Victim of Love?
Don Henley?
Nope.
No? Okay.
Do you know? Nope. Don Felder.
Oh, okay.
So he wrote it.
Are they two different guys?
They are. They're both in or were in the Eagles. So who sang it?
Don Henley.
Henley.
Okay.
Right? Guess who wanted to sing it?
Who?
Don Felder.
Really?
Because he wrote it
Yeah.
and he recorded it.
Yeah.
And they didn't like it.
Oh, no.
So the manager took him out to dinner and they re-recorded over his track.
Whoa! Oh, snap.
And he didn't know about it till afterwards.
See, they
Wow.
got confused. Someone said, let Don sing it. And it happened.
So apparently Don Henley and Glenn Fry were against Don Felder on all this.
Wow.
And so there's been a huge fight. Don Felder got fired
Oh, my gosh.
out of there. He
yeah.
did a lawsuit with them.
Yeah.
He and Glenn Fry were going fist to fist on a stage one night.
And I was going to say, the Eagles have one of kind of the longest and most storied sort of feuds.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
guessing-
why they had the Hell Freezes Over tour when they did
Because
finally
they
get
said
back
they
together.
were
Because it
never-
would
yeah.
never happen.
I'm
Right.
guessing it was a slap fight. The Eagles.
They were just I don't know if they ever did it. They were just apparently talking about it on stage, saying, "I'm going to kick your ass after this next song. Do this." So, but I thought that was kind of interesting.
That is.
That's a really big song, and you wrote it, and they wouldn't let you sing it.
Wow.
And they said, "No, you don't have the voice for it. You don't have the voice for your own song."
You don't have the voice for your own song.
So they did it.
Denied.
So they did it behind his back.
Wow. That's pretty savage.
That is.
So there wasn't a line you were going to use, just the.
It's just a feud
Just the
within
act of it,
yeah,
right?
a specific
Yeah.
song that led to a feud. Yeah.
I just thought that was kind of interesting
Yeah.
because that's pretty big, right? I mean, there shows the
Huge.
track that was happening. And
Yeah, the rift.
So,
Yeah.
So on a side note, the Eagles covered a Tom Waits song, "Old 55," which is
Yeah.
a great song, and Waits didn't much care for it. He said it was about as interesting as watching paint dry. Then he said, "One thing the Eagles are good for is keeping dust off your turntable."
Wow.
So
Wow.
that's as big of a sick burn.
That's
right
a
there.
burn.
savage. That's pretty savage.
That is. That is. But you know, we were talking with Fleetwood Mac, like the inner rift between the Beatles, John Lennon,
Oh,
Paul
yeah.
McCartney. I mean, that's
Yeah.
Maybe that happens when you're always with somebody and you're always touring and things,
And these are guys usually like in their 20s, so
When
it's
they
not
start
like
out,
they're
right?
mature. Yeah.
No, right. But then they get older and they get sick of each other.
Yeah.
And then there was the fight over money because apparently in the 70s they all split equally.
Yeah.
But then, guess who didn't?
Yeah.
Don Henley
You're
and
right.
Fry because
right.
they
Once
became
they built their.
Yep, they
own-
became the front men
their own
for it.
careers,
So
yeah.
that was a big thing. So he sued them for that too.
Wow.
Yeah.
They're it's interesting too because you're talking about them like, sneakily recording another track or whatever, and that's actually how Guns N' Roses broke up when they broke up.
Oh, what happened?
So Sympathy for the Devil, whenever they were recording Sympathy for the Devil for the Interview with the Vampire soundtrack, they Axl and Slash disagreed over how the guitar part should be done, and so when Slash was not in the studio, Axl had another guitarist record the guitar
Oh.
parts, and it became like a whole thing.
I guess
and that
so.
split the band up. So
That's what did it.
that's what
I mean, that's
officially
obviously
they were
a
already
lot-
on their way down.
a
but
lot led up
that's-
to it, yeah.
that was the end of GNR. Yeah.
Interesting.
For that time.
Well,
period, so they
Slash
got
came
back
out
to
at the Oscars and played "I'm Just Ken." Did
yeah,
you see
yeah.
that?
Oh,
that's where
I am
he is
Knopf.
now.
All right.
So
Splitting up over a third-rate cover. That's something.
There
I'm
it
sure
is.
there was a lot more than just that, but
Yeah.
that's kind of what ended it, right?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
And didn't they do an E flat also?
Yes. Yeah.
I don't know.
Trust me.
No.
That's not how you do it. That's
Okay.
not how you
All
do
right.
it.
I'm going to have to trust you because I don't know any of this. Sometimes, like I said, you guys are way over my head with the music stuff, and I'm just here for the fun.
Oh, Marty says Bud the Shop Dog loves the Maverick Rose Music Hour, especially when he gets a puppy burger. All right.
Puppy burger.
That's true. You know who could use a puppy burger? Gemini.
What's a puppy burger?
I'm sorry, could you come say that on the Andy cam? Because
What?
what the? Oh, he just had a burger. Okay.
From where?
Okay.
Apparently, there's food here.
Interesting. All right. I'm learning things tonight. We're
And
learning
he
things.
wanted to tell you this.
That's right. That's good. Well, it is time for us to move from our sick burn onto our very nice vinyl.
Very nice. Very nice.
So today's album.
do you think Jim will talk during this?
I don't think so. Probably not. I don't think we had anything that interests Jim
I
tonight.
have something to say about this.
About okay.
Ooh.
So I got the police here. Let me switch to the switch to this cam. I bring this in. That's right. It's the sound of the police. I'll try to get that with the. So anyway, Regatta de Blanc here. So that's their second album, and as I said last week, I don't think it's their best, but I think that it is, as their sophomore effort. I think it's good. It's got some bangers on it. We got Message in a Bottle. We got Walking on the Moon. Two big hits there, and then quite a bit of filler actually. But it's good.
Quite a bit.
Quite a bit, yeah.
Quite a bit.
But still good. I mean, the
What
thing.
year is this?
79.
Okay.
So for me, the police are sort of ushering in the sound that's going to come later in the 80s. They caught it first. So where Bill was talking about, sometimes everybody kind of comes out with the same stuff and it all comes at the same time. I think that's where we're at because you've got them, you've got Talking Heads, you've got that kind of that sound of the synths and which they do it with a little bit of reggae flair.
That's kind of, I was like reggae punk to me
Yeah,
a little bit.
yeah.
And I...
Which that's the album when translated is white reggae.
Yeah.
So
And honestly, they all sounded very similar to each other to me.
yes,
To
yeah.
me,
No,
they
that's
did.
very accurate. So it's one of those bands where if you like one, you'll probably like it all. If you
Right.
don't, then you're gonna fall asleep.
But the Regatta de Blanca, that was an odd song. I mean, they're
Yes.
just kind of screaming in it.
Yeah,
and-
yeah.
And I looked up the lyrics and I was like, ah.
yeah.
There wasn't a whole lot to it.
Right, right. And one of the things to think about too is the Police are one of those bands that had a huge impact on the '80s and everything that came after them. And each of them are excellent musicians in their own right.
They've really gone on to
Right.
Yeah.
And so when you think about the power, being a power trio and sort of evolving music and changing music and people going, I want to sound like this. I want my album to sound like that, or I want us to have this level of influence. And yet they only released 5 albums.
Seriously.
By like 83 they're done.
So this is what I thought as I
So-
was listening to it. Because
Yeah.
if you had asked me, do you like the Police? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I love the Police. I realize I don't know the Police. I just know their hits.
They just know the hits, yeah.
So if I had just heard this, I'd have been like,
yeah,
but,
yeah.
Yeah, but I love their hits, but it definitely...
And that's something that we did, we do a radio show, Jim and I do a radio show called Retro Rewind. We'll actually be on the air later tonight, and that
Ooh.
is at WCOMFM.org. You can check us out from 11 p.m. till 2 a.m.
Is he saving
Final
his strength
show.
for that?
That's
Is
right.
it the final show?
This is the final show. We're shifting from that to the podcast, so it'll be a completely different thing.
Wow.
But one of the things that we talked about, there's
Baby.
Bud right now.
Baby.
Hey, Bud. So one of the things that I did a show one night where I played the first song off the first album of artists. And the idea being, he got you good there. The idea being that if you went to the store and bought the album and put it on and listened to the first song on the first album, would you keep listening? Would you
Right,
this might be
that's-
one of your favorite bands, but if you had bought that first album back before the internet and everything else, if you bought that, you put the vinyl on, you go to the turntable, you play the first song on the first album, would you keep listening? Or would you pick the needle up and go, yeah, I don't like these guys?
For this one?
Well, this is their second album, so I don't think that's necessarily fair with this. But it is one of those things of like when you think about, that's where Jim always talks about album bands versus single bands. Police are a single band.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that was...
So you
yeah.
like the singles, but when you go to listen to the album,
Yeah,
maybe
I was
not
kind
as
of
much.
surprised because I was,
Yeah.
I love the Police.
Yeah.
But, yes,
On the strength
Oh,
of
we
what?
got Marty over here.
6 or 7 songs, basically.
right? That's what I know.
So I want to talk about just one particular song that makes me dislike the Police.
Oh no. Okay.
Wow.
It is "Message in the Bottle."
Yeah.
It's
okay.
on
Yes,
this. It's on
because
this.
it 22 times at the end of the song they send out an SOS,
SOS.
and I think we could have received it in 5,
Yeah.
and everything would have been okay.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it's one of those songs that you'll hear today on the radio, and the radio stations actually cut it off.
They do. Yeah,
they
they
do
don't- they don't
because
play the
it
full-
is.
It's like a minute and a half
It's one of those
yeah.
annoying things that became like we ran out of words, and so that's
There's
one,
a lot of strange words on this album, though, that
well,
they
yeah,
just kind of
and that
keep
was
repeating.
just that
Well-
one just sticks in my head as
To be fair, this is the band that gave us the song "Da do 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 da 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 da."
yes, correct,
So,
correct.
You know,
And it was a hit.
highbrow lyricists.
Yeah, so-
here.
I'm glad we moved on.
Yeah.
So.
So
Okay,
it's
that's
interesting
fair.
because they've all become so revered
Yes.
separately.
Yeah. Well, because again, they were the spearhead of that sound.
Yes.
They capture the spirit of the age. When you hear that intro guitar lick and the bass riff for like Roxanne, that's like everybody instantly like
Knows.
and it captures the spirit of the age. And so then when you look back and then you look at Sting's solo career, my gosh, like that dude just went on.
Oh, yeah.
And then it's
Talk about poetry.
yeah, exactly. Absolutely.
He said he had something to say.
Yeah, what did you have to say,
Oh,
Jim?
well, I'd never heard a Police album before, like Darcy. I've
Oh
heard
man, I should have put you on the first
the
album.
6 or 7
Outland of
singles
Steelmore.
that
Right.
everyone knows. Only thing I can think of is when I got my 2002 Saturn as a new car and got a flat tire and opened the trunk and it had that little weenie spare tire that I put on, making it look like a Mr. Magoo car or something.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, is that the whole album? It's like 11 songs. It's 40 minutes. Well, Marty hit
I'm
on
not
this
sure I get
repetition. They repeat lines. They repeat musical motifs to the point of I don't think they had much of an idea and said, let's just keep doing it over and over. And it's, I don't know, it's like it could have been like a 20-minute album the way
So I think that's fair, and that's actually one of the reasons that I
It
wanted
works
to,
for them.
That's one of the reasons I wanted to
ended
pick this
up.
one is because this album is a mix. It has some hits on it, but then it's got a lot of misses. I think their first album, absolutely, just beginning to end, amazing.
What's
Ghost
their
in the
first
Machine,
album?
Outlandos D'Amore.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, really good. And then by the end of the career, like when you come to like Synchronicity has a lot of really good stuff on it. And then the stuff towards the middle is kind of a mixed bag. I think that the third album is worse than this one, and then I think they start to come back with Ghost in the Machine, and then by the end they finish really strong with their career. But I agree with you. I mean, even though I picked this album and I do like the Police a lot, I agree that there are a lot of misses in here. It does not stand up to full scrutiny.
Believe
that's
in
for sure.
Message in a Bottle, and what was the other hit? Like Marty says, it's just...
Walking on the
And
Moon.
their hits, too, Roxanne, Teacher, they're all very repetitive.
Yeah.
And it's something that works in music today, because
Yeah.
people hear something enough, they're going to
I
want
just
to
want to
hear
say
it more.
something. None of us have sold over 1 million albums, and we're critiquing the career of the Police.
That
So
goes-
Yeah, like one of the most iconic.
that's right. It's just
yeah.
like
No, I...
Like who the hell?
if I were calling the tennis games, I would do it differently.
Like who the hell are we to be talking
exactly.
about?
yeah.
I expected more from what I thought was a pretty good band, and they're very good musicians. And Sting's,
But so
obviously
would you
good-
agree? They're a single band because their singles.
No,
are,
that makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Saying,
their
yeah.
singles are strong. Yeah.
and listening to Sting's keening voice for a whole album is a little different than just.
And I'll be
single.
honest,
The music to me was like, oh my god, if I had to listen to this, like it just
Regularly.
was the same. It
Yeah,
was
yeah,
the
yeah.
same. It was the same thing.
And I'll be honest, like I like Sting's solo career a lot too. And last year I went and did a deep dive through his back catalog, and it's actually pretty similar. I think Soul Cages is a really good album, but a lot of the other albums, it's kind of hit and miss. Like now with Sting on his solo, it's much more poetic. Like there's a lot of, you can feel that he put a lot of himself into this.
Right.
Versus here, there's the give and
Who
take
wrote
of
these
being
songs?
in a
I don't
band.
know.
Yeah, he writes.
wrote-
Yeah.
They all wrote,
But
on
but
that.
they all
write this.
it's a collaborative effort, and so there was this back and forth, which that's why ultimately why they ended up breaking up was because of the
Did they
the
have a
tension
feud too?
the
See?
tension within the band, and saying, hey, I want to do it this way. No, I'm going to do it this way.
Well, why'd you pick this? It must do something special for you.
Mostly because I wanted to talk about the Police and their career, and I wanted to examine one of their kind of in between albums that isn't their best and isn't their worst. It's just kind of that's why I wanted to talk about it. We got Andy.
No,
over
I
here
guess
taking
because
a
I'm
short
picking
side.
albums that mean something really special to me. Just
Yeah.
That's what I've done.
No, this is
But he's
just,
trying to
I
make
just
his
I
thing,
wanted
though.
to talk about it,
All
not
right.
so much because it's my favorite or anything like that. Like I said, I think their first album is probably the best.
and
But
they play in a jazzy manner sometimes that makes people think they're better than.
sure. That's
They
it.
did. You're right. They did.
Absolutely.
But they're
So-
talented, especially Sting. So
Yeah, yeah. So moving from
You lost
no,
our ball.
I lost a ball.
No, it's
Look
right
out.
there.
Okay,
It's
it's
right
right there. Got to get it before Bud gets it.
He doesn't know how to
All
play
right,
with
so
it.
we're gonna
I
turn
don't
this
know
around
what's
now.
coming. I'm
Normally, we're gonna have, and we will have, I've actually got the vinyl, but this is Jim. I'm gonna let Jim
I
hold this
like
up here.
it,
So
I like it.
We're
next
There you
week, my pick will be
be doing
Tommy by The Who.
Tommy by the Who. That's right.
And I will tell you why next week.
That's right, because we're going to talk about it next week. So that does
Very
conclude
cool.
our very nice vinyl. So if you
It's
are
a
listening
lot
at
of
home,
songs. Is it
you
a
can
double
check
album?
out Tommy by
You
the
said
Who,
we
because
couldn't
that's
do
what we'll be
double
talking about.
albums.
No, then I'm going to give you 4 songs.
That's right. Okay.
I probably know most.
So we got Tommy by the Who here. So that'll be
Also
next
because of
week.
the movie.
Next week we'll be talking about that.
Sorry.
All right. So if we have,
were
do we have a
part of it.
representative from Pawfik Match here? We got who? Have we
They
got?
do not,
Let's see.
but
They
we
do
have
not. That's right.
Zara.
We got Zara.
Can someone bring us Zara over
Maybe.
here?
Maybe.
The most
So
cutest,
really quick before
tiniest
we
little puppy.
before we get into this here, I put Pawfik Match up there, pawfikmatch.org. They're an excellent rescue here in the Triangle area of North Carolina, but I'm sure there are rescues wherever you are. If you're watching on the internet, make sure that you help.
Can
there are
someone
all
get her?
types of loving animals that need homes. So that's all right. Only 20 people out there. Well, of the 20 people. Aw,
You
here
can
we
just
go.
bring, you don't. You unless you want to. Which was great if you do.
Yeah, just
can
just
bring
bring her
her.
on here. So we'll talk a little bit about if you are able to adopt, of course adopt, but fostering is also a wonderful way to give back and to
This
help
is
out.
this is the cutest,
She is
tiniest puppy.
absolutely adorable.
This is
Absolutely
Zara.
adorable. Yeah, that's Zara.
She is part of a rescue from Puffick Match from a puppy mill.
Yeah. So the rescues are out here on the front lines every day, and they're doing the most to save lives. So please, if you can adopt. If you can't foster, they cover all of the expenses for you. You just need to provide the love and the shelter for them. And then, of course, if you can't do that, you can always donate. And if you're not able to donate, then you can volunteer.
Absolutely.
So over there at pawfickmatch.org, they have their Amazon wish list. They're always in need of items and also
Isn't
ways
she
for you
cute?
to donate virtually. All kinds of events going on in the area as well. So make sure you come out and check those out. She's adorable.
She has the cutest little face.
Absolutely.
She is just under 4 pounds.
Wow.
She is tiny. She has gone through a lot. She was put on hold for 8 months while the puppy mill owners fought over.
Oh, my gosh.
So she is in such a wonderful, safe place right now.
Aw.
She is a very
Yeah,
special,
on Jim's lap is a pretty safe
very
place.
special
That's-
girl. I mean, look at this little. She's like tiny but fierce.
She's so sweet. Look at those ears.
And Pawfick Match has a lot of littles like this.
They do, yeah. So
A
go
lot
to
of littles.
pawfickmatch.org, check out all of their available singles or doubles.
Doubles too, yeah.
That's right. Now, while we're talking about rescue, you said that Bud, his gotcha day, his rescue-versary.
His gotcha day is this Thursday. It'll be 4 years.
Wow. So tell us a little bit about Bud as well.
So Bud, we got him when he was around 9. You know, we got him from a rescue that had rescued him from a shelter. He had been dropped off. He was about 57 pounds with his ribs showing and had a lot of, he was heartworm positive. Don't be afraid of heartworm positive dogs ever.
That's right.
He was heartworm positive. He was in really, really bad shape. And we wanted to save a senior, which I really highly encourage. And we didn't know how many years we would get with him.
Yeah.
And we are now at 4.
Wow.
And he is living the life. He is just living the life. He is so
There he
happy.
is.
He is our shop dog. He is the love of our life. He is the niche dog. I mean, he's here all the time. Everybody knows
Director
him.
of marketing out
He's
there. at Rescue
director of
Wood Rehab.
marketing at Rescue Wood
So if you ever
Rehab.
go out to Rescue Wood Rehab, there is a good chance to meet him. Also, if you come at Niche in the evenings, there is a good chance that you'll get to meet him.
But
So-
I think my story is please look at the older dogs. Please
Yes.
look at the older dogs. They need the homes as much, if not more than, well, they all need homes.
They do.
But they get overlooked a lot. They get overlooked
seniors,
a lot.
The seniors get overlooked. The heartworm positive dogs get overlooked.
They do.
And I'll tell you, you get back what you put in.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. They have a tendency to appreciate it.
Absolutely. And you know what? Heartworm can be fixed. He's
It
not.
can,
He's
yeah.
heartworm negative now. So,
That's awesome.
You
Yep.
know, and he's so grateful, just like this little girl is, because they know when there's love,
Aw.
and they're very forgiving.
Yes.
They maybe not forgiving.
Resilient.
Resilient.
That's right.
I don't want to say forgiving because they
Yeah.
should never forgive what they had to go through.
Right.
But the love can really help. And see, Jim, you're so good with the puppies.
Yeah. Look at that.
And she's
Aw, she's
fine.
loving it.
So
That's awesome.
always look at all the dogs. Please look at all the dogs and cats.
That's right.
Please not forget the cats.
That's right.
But please don't forget the seniors that are out there because they're confused even more.
So absolutely, if you are in our area, make sure you check out Pawfick Match. We do work with them directly here, but if you are not local to the area, please check out the rescues in your area, the shelters everywhere else. Adopt, don't shop is the name of the
Please.
story. So
That is the highlight.
as I've heard said before, every dog bred is a dog dead because you're a dog
haven't
that is
heard
in a
that, and I
shelter.
like
a
that.
dog that's in the
That's-
shelter is not going to find a home because you bought your $1,500.
I don't
designer
understand
dog or
anybody
whatever.
who does that.
Yeah.
And please,
So-
people who say they're breeders, they're just
Yeah.
there's a place in hell for them.
Yep. Yep.
Yep.
So, all right. Well, that is going to bring us to the portion of the show here where we write a song.
Sure.
Yeah. There we go. All right. So, Jim and I are about to write a song here. That's right. Cheers to everybody out there. So, let's see. What should we write a song about today? Any suggestions from the audience out there? Come on over to the Andy Cam. Let's throw some song ideas out. Let's see what we come up with. Anybody got ideas out there at the bar? Something? No? All right. Guess we're going to get to write about what we want to write about then. That's right. They're all quiet out there. I know it. It's a full bar, and they're like, nah, we're good. Just write a song about whatever you like. what you like. Oh, he's back. He just flew in.
I've still not got an answer to the question you asked me before.
That's fair.
But you mentioned the police and the,
Yes.
the do.
Yeah.
Nonsense lyrics.
Okay, I like it. I like it. All right, nonsense lyrics. You heard it here first. All right.
It's almost like they're having a little laugh at us, you know. Let's just.
I think it's. I'm here for it. I think that
do,
there is
do,
maybe a
do.
little bit of irony in it because obviously they're intelligent. So it's like, hey, what can we get away with, and people will still buy it.
Yeah, they were like regular college guys.
That's right. That's right. College band. All right. She seems good with it. They are awesome. I see it. All right, Jim. Ooh, that's hot. All right.
What's the topic? What's the
We're doing
key?
nonsense lyrics.
Oh, nonsense lyrics.
Yeah.
Okay.
Per British Jim's request.
Give me a nonsense chord.
Hey, there you go. What makes you feel like a Z, man? Do something in the key of C, man. I'm feeling C right now. One, two, three, A, B, C. Come with me to a land of the free. X, Y, Z. 5, 6, 7. The lyrics don't match. Wish my brother's name was Kevin. Sorry, Jake. Here we go. Here we go. The lyrics I make up on the Maverick Rose show. Here we go. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. A, B, C. Got green balls. Is it yellow? I don't know. But it's fuzzy. Yeah. So unrelated to the song, I just want to point out the fact that Bud here saw Zara run across the way, and he was like, is that a squirrel or something? And instantly he looked younger and alive and vibrant. He's like, I'm not an old dog anymore. We're on the hunt. I could see that. I could see that. All right. Anyway, we are now going to shift over to our live performance segment of the Maverick Rose Music Hour. Jim and I will be performing live. Darcy will be answering all of your questions. We do live Q&As after the show. She's very good about that. So we will catch you next week. If you are available, make sure you check Jim and I out later for Retro Rewind. We will be on the air at WCOMFM.org. 11 p.m. Eastern, we'll be live on the air there. You can listen to it anywhere. And we're also sponsored by Rescue Wood Rehab. We have been here at the Niche Wine Lounge tonight for the Maverick Rose Music Hour. Make sure you check them out. Go over to Rescue Wood Rehab. Thank them for sponsoring us. Check out my website for books of poetry and everything else. Some schedules up there. You can come to the live shows. Thank you so much. We will chat. We will catch you all next week.
Happy